Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Sotka. My voice is messed up, so be aware of that. I don't feel the greatest. And yesterday did not help it. I went out super ready to go skateboarding with Rupert and Charlie, as you all know them. And where I live, there's a Walmart a little bit down the street, and there's a side thing where you can just skate downhill, and there's a few businesses there. We went there yesterday, and there was a guy, a pretty old guy, and he owned his own shop, and he said, "Hey, can you please not skate here? We're trying to move stuff. Whenever we're gonna be done in 5 minutes, can you guys do it then?" And we're like, "Yeah," and he's super polite. And we were super polite to him, like, "Yeah, thank you, have a nice day." He's like, "You too." Like, yeah, and like we waited for him, and then he's done moving the stuff and all that. And now a little bit while later, we skate over here for a certain reason. Yesterday was extremely hot, hotter than all this month. And it's February. Where I live, February is super cold, pretty much most of the time. And there was, since there's a Dollar Tree right there, they sell Walmart. There's a Walmart there that sells water and food, and a Dollar Tree which you're skating right by, which sells water for $1. And so every like 15 or 20 minutes, we would just go in and buy some. And there's this guy in a yellow shirt, and he looked kind of like a junkie. And the way he approached us for no skateboarding is what the other guy did. That was very nice. He was very nice to us. It's respect. This guy, however, he approached us with, "Didn't they teach you how to read in school?" Those exact same words. You start up a conversation. You need respect in it. You don't. It's the golden rule. You don't know how those people are gonna react.
Confirm.
Like, I'm a nice guy and everything, just, you don't do that. You ask nicely. And this, he said, and when the sign he pointed at says no skateboarding, was actually a no loitering sign. We were actually helping businesses. Legally, we're actually helping businesses, so we're not loitering, because every 15 to 20 minutes, we would go in and buy water. Technically, we are not.
Enemy down.
And this guy was not buying anything, he was just sitting there smoking. And also, the funny part is, the sign he pointed to was just, it wasn't even a skateboarding sign, it was a no loitering sign, which we weren't, and he was. And so technically, they didn't teach him how to read in school, I guess. But, I sat on my board and went down the hill because we were at the very end of it, of a thing. And I really wanted water because I'm sitting here dying of dehydration, probably. I'm gonna die in about 5 seconds, so I went and sat down on my skateboard. Went on the side, where not many people are, and got there, and just sat on my board and skated down, so that way I could stop easily.
Get me some Overwatch.
And then he looks at me, shakes his head while smoking a cigarette, which he's right above his head is a no smoking sign, by the way, telling us for a sign that doesn't even exist. And the funny thing is, he just shaked his head, said, "You're a little prick, aren't you?" No, you're the one who's being a prick, bud.
Hellstorm awaiting orders.
Just you made a conversation. You didn't do a good conversation starter. Didn't they teach you how to read? Is your conversation piece. This is what you start off with. You're not gonna get respected. People aren't gonna like you if you do that.
She's gone.
And he followed us because Dylan also wanted water as well, or food or something, because he didn't have very much to eat.
KIA.
And we went there, and he decided to follow us, give only Dylan $2, not Robert, and call me an a-hole behind my back, saying, "Hey, thank you for following rules, unlike your a-hole friend over there." And he also told us off for cussing, which we didn't, and he decided to cuss. You don't do this. This is not how you be a normal human. This is also linked up to why I think society is kind of messed up. It's just, the golden rule isn't in place. You learn this in elementary school. You learn this in the very first, in kindergarten. The golden rule is, treat people how you want to be treated. If I came up to you and said, if I came up to that guy and talked the way he did today, he wouldn't have liked it. Just, you don't do it. You don't know how that person's gonna react. It's just something that you just don't... You respect people. You don't just... It's rude. What I'm not saying that what he did was extremely good, but there's a better way to say, hey, can you stop skateboarding? Like the old man guy, him. He was really good about it. He made a compromise. Now, see, if you made a compromise, or at least try to be polite, then I'll be polite back. I'm a polite person, just don't be a prick. If you're a prick, then I won't be nice to you. It's just a simple thing. Which not many people get for some reason. Just, if you're polite, people are most likely going to be polite back to you. And there's always that same old standards of, hey, he has a skateboard, he's a little punk. Not everybody's like that.
Seraph down.
Like, if... I understand that, like, a lot of stuff how the world works. I understand that, it's just a same old stereotype of, he has a skateboard, he's no doer. He's no good doer.
Battery kill.
He's doing bad. It's not. He's just... You don't really know. Just... If you be polite, even people who have skateboards, and some people... Most of the people who have skateboards aren't polite. I mean, they're most people who have skateboards, who skate, are pretty good, are pretty understanding people.
Battery down.
There's a small amount that are pricks, which... The reason why I sat on my skateboard to go down the hill, by the way, was because he didn't treat me, you didn't speak. If you want somebody to, like, you don't. You don't, just do it, you need to just, because if you're nice, then most likely the other people who you're trying to tell off will be understanding and be polite back.
They're done.
It doesn't add up quite nicely, which is... I just don't quite like it. It's just not a nice ordeal type thing, it just doesn't. You just don't do that, like... You don't know how that person's gonna react, you don't know if they're gonna act nicely, trying to fight you, you don't know.
Confirm.
So it's kind of like one of those things of, just be polite, and maybe, most likely, about 97% of the time, the person's gonna be nice to you. The other 3% may not. It's mostly niceness, not pricks. So it's just
No
one of those
second
things that
chances.
just don't. There's just a better way to do it. And most of the time, people don't really do it like that.
Battery KIA.
Care package on standby.
And there's always this better way to do it, and people never see it at the time. It's just really annoying.
Supplies dropped. XAAO.
It just doesn't. Oh, it's not
Guardian
very good.
available.
It's just not. Because there's always this better way to just. It just
Mission
doesn't.
clock running down.
Guardian deployed.
There's just always this neat way. And
Seraph KIA.
it just doesn't. Can I kill him? Can I kill him this many seconds? Nope.
The
Oh.
54i will never yield.
Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you. Last night I did post on Google Plus I would do something along this with a neat little video. Just right. Also, if you want me to do a special kind of video or something, you can also leave a comment or whatever, because they're pretty neat to do. To actually get to know what people want, then I can expand the channel up. There. I'm trying to do it. Ow! Oh god. Please